I know absolutely nothing about this game. Did I read anything? Nope, nothing. You wake up in a small, dark room, laying down on a cold, checkered floor with your back against a wall. A wall. Feeling like hell. Your mouth tastes like copper, and there's nothing to hear but the low buzz of a metal fan. How do you know what does copper taste like? Gradually, your eyes begin to open, muscles trembling as they try to stretch and contract. Your memory is foggy, and your head throbs, failing to recall any information that might shed light on your current situation. Your body reacts faster than your brain, picking itself up off the floor using a desk nearby. I picked up the desk. You grab a light source and begin to look around to regain your bearings. A lifeless husk of a building reveals itself to you through the cone of the flashlight. Dust and cobwebs lining every corner, crumpled up papers, cups, black stains covering the floor, drips of water seeping through the rotten wooden ceiling. The layout is familiar to you, but its walls aren't nearly as inviting or friendly. Your chest feels heavy with dread, much like a man to be hung at the gallows. The first coherent thoughts that enter your head urge you to leave as soon as possible. Yes, please. Leave immediately before the shadows that have devoured this abandoned building come to consume you as well. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It's great to have you back home. 5 nights remaining. Oh. These instructions will appear every night before going out into the restaurant. Click on them to continue. Got it. Move your cursor to aim the flashlight at areas of interest pointing towards a side of the screen will rotate the camera. Alright. Left click and open path to move into adjacent rooms. What's that? Said something about plushies. Is that a plushie? That is not a plushie. Alright. A hostile presence is watching. Complete your objectives before 6 a.m. or you will be attacked. It's the night guard. He's angry. Let's go that way. Some are into halls. 2 halls. Team. Find the exit.
Yep, what's this? Oh,
This is that little closet that Bonnie likes to hide in. Why does he like to hide in here? It looks pretty boring in here. Employees only. I work here. Excuse me? You wanna run that by me again? Someone stepping. Who's stomping? I believe there's another presence in here stomping around. Found one. No. Yeah. Nope. What was that? Staring is rude. Eventful. I suspect. You are pulled back to safety by a floating, featureless figure, standing before you with its eyes locked on your pale face. It looks like it wants to help recover your lost memories. The shadow offers you a story to clear your head. Will you accept no? Sure, tell me a story. Black figure. Stop staring at me. You have a problem. There once was a little kid who liked to play with his toys by his lonesome. Well, it seems like a culture. That's not a toy, that's a dog. That's a dog, not a toy. He lived with his family on a small, peaceful house outside of town, surrounded by forestry. That's a fence. The home's backyard was his personal stage, where he played with his figures of various shapes and sizes, making plays with which were acted out for his enjoyment alone. Although he was alone, he was content in living out his youth playing with the plastic friends his parents had gifted him with. They were a small mannequin, a stuffed teddy bear, a porcelain dress-up doll, and a toy robot. But one day, the family's pet dog stole one of the toys during his playtime. Into the woods, he excitedly ran away with the toy robot, prompting the kid to chase after him to reclaim his friend. Annoyed by the dog's playful attitude, the kid caught up, grabbing the toy from the thief's mouth. He began to pull. Oh, to be young and carefree. A kid and his dog playing tug-of-war in the back garden of their house with no one to interrupt them. Seems like a wonderful memory, doesn't it? No. The dog, excited to finally receive the attention it craved from the young master of the house, refused to lose this game they found themselves playing. That dog looks like it wants to kill somebody. The toy robot was almost free from the dog's mouth when... I guess the other one had murder in his eyes. Looks can be deceiving. Relieved to have gotten his friend back, the kid wiped off the pool of drool off the toy robot with the bottom of his shirt. He walked back home, leaving the animal twitching helplessly on the grass, with barely enough room left in its swollen neck to let out a pitiful, dry howl. The kid, arriving back from out the trees, positioned the toy robot back where it was on his makeshift stage and continued playing. Later that afternoon, the parents found the body of the dog. They buried it where it stood. Oh wait, each night your enemies become more aggressive. A new presence has appeared in the restaurant. It hides in rooms waiting for you to pass by. Be careful of where you are going. Hold right, click on an open path to listen to sounds coming from adjacent rooms. The more time passes, the better you'll hear. Why is my chair locked? I need to be able to... Probably not going to be another one on the stage. Sounds good enough to me. It's the quietest room I've heard all night. So am I trapped in here now? Me? Scared? Nah. Who's the step a thumping? Who's stepping? Shh. Bob. Go this way. Never mind. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I am. Don't know what that is. Who's the step stopping? Not going that way. I'm going. Aha! Sounds safe to me. About to find out. Why is the music in the bathroom? bamboozled. I don't wanna. Third time's a charm. I'm not even gonna listen to places. Yes, I am. 30 years off of my life. I sent them Cheez-Its. Go away. Finally! You are pulled back again to safety as the sounds of the untuned music box wind down. The shadow offers another story as a reward for completing your task. Will you accept? Well, we accepted the first one. Let's accept the second one. This story I tell to you is a true story that I pray you never forget. Well, I think I forgot. You want to tell me? There once was a boy who laid awake at night during a harsh downpour. Beneath the covers of his bed, he closed his eyes and tried to ignore the storm just outside his room. Enveloped in darkness, in darkness, a sensation of creeping discomfort kept him from falling asleep. The roars of the storm were nothing compared to the restlessness that the shadows cast from the window gave him. He felt eyes watching him from afar. The boy opened his eyes and looked toward the window. Someone's peeping in the window, but nothing was there. Oh, never mind. Tried to go back to sleep. Is anything peeking anywhere? It's the dog. He opened his eyes again, and out of the corner of his eye, he spotted it. Spotted what? What are we spotting? The hollow white eyes of a living shadow. It appears just as quickly as it went. That thing? The lightning on your bed? Whatever that is? Oh, out your window. The hollow white eyes of a living shadow. It appears just as quickly as it went away. It's his dog. His uneasiness pushed to the side by growing curiosity. The boy got up from his bed and approached the window. That is not happening to me. If I saw some weird figure with white eyeballs, I'm like, somebody come save me. Nope. From out of the glass, he could see it, the silhouette of an animal, darker than the night around it, and void of color even when light struck its frame. Running from into the trees with a familiar object stuck in its mouth. His favorite toy, stolen again. Being carried towards the forest. The boy couldn't help but follow along the shadow's path. Did he open the window? I wasn't scared, you were scared. The night air was freezing. Brazen winds carrying countless droplets that hit the skin like marbles, their impact deafening any other sound other than the imposing thunder. Call it premonition? Don't know what that means. But he knew where the shadow had gone to. That place at the edge of the forest where he had last left the family dog. He was sure he would find it. Standing in front of the grave once more, the eyes from the shadow had gone away, and instead, the twice-stolen toy robot now lay on top of the muddy mound. But this time, it was moving, its tiny plastic arms flailing violently from side to side, its head rotating in place. The movements were sudden but clear, unprompted by any outside influence. A spark of life was trapped inside this tiny vessel. You want to stop staring at me? Give me the heebie-jeebies. Fascinated by such discovery, he picked up the toy from the ground and held it tightly with both of his hands to prevent it from escaping his grasp. Once again, I'm not touching it. It moving like that, no. Touchy it, no get from me. Smiling from ear to ear, the boy headed back home. He's a psychopath. Don't stand still. Enemies will move into your room if you take too long hiding next to you. Well, shucks. If a shadow is in the same room as you, it'll wait for you to move before attacking. Find it and scare it away before you proceed. So I can't sit still. A new presence has appeared in the restaurant. It moves slower, but is harder to detect. Be patient while leaning over onto other rooms. Into other rooms? Sounds normal to me. I still hate this room. I should probably check this room. Check this one. Where is the key hiding at? Key. Microwave? Aha! I found the key. Who's got a drill? Or an RC car? Where am I supposed to take this key? I wasn't paying attention to my objective. What was my objective? I forgot. Wait, hold on. That doesn't end the night, does it? No, okay. Yes, it does. Here to play, I can explain, man. Yeah. You are pulled back to safety as the room fades away around you. The shadow offers yet another story from the past. Will you accept it? Yes, I will. No. This is a story. Wait, this is a true story that I tell to you. I hope you're taking notes for the quiz at the end. There's a quiz! Dang it, man. There once was a young man who had grown hungry for knowledge. Albert Einstein. Growing into adolescence. He had isolated himself from his family, focusing instead on his passion for the unknown, the spiritual, the place of mystery he had come to know years ago. In a box under his bed, he hid his secrets away from all others. His living plastic friend, still thrashing and writhing, wiggling inside. Every night he observed his movement intently. The young man spent entire days away from home, reading and studying about spirits and vessels. His interest turned into obsession, and his need to understand grew. Alas, it was all for naught. As no book had the key to the answers he'd been seeking. All he found were vague rumors and legends with no instructions or explanations. To continue down the rabbit hole, he knew what had to be done. Throw the robot in the lake. Since he was a kid, the young man never saw his dad as anything more than an obstacle. He was a moody, aggressive old alcoholic who only talked to his son when he needed something to shout at. Having driven everyone that loved him away, the drunkard was worth less than nothing in the eyes of the boy. Thus, he was the perfect candidate. For what? You gonna murder someone else? Psychopath. One day when coming home, seeing the old man sprawled out onto the kitchen table with a bottle on hand, he decided to show dear old daddy a new way of life. Holding a small felt doll in his right hand, the teen made his way to the house's garage. After a few hours, the deed was done and the plan in action. The boy watched his oblivious father drive away in his car, unaware of the tampering that had been done to the vehicle. Sitting on his bed, the young man took his dear pet out of the box and began to press harshly on its square plastic head as it trembled in pain. He waited on the outcome of his small experiment. Oh, the humanity. After the car accident, he recovered the doll that had been planted below the seat and returned to his home. What is... Okay. Placing it on his desk, he watched it closely for the same spark that remained inside his robotic friend. But much to his frustration, no movement came from the doll. Nothing. The vessel he had prepared for his father was empty, devoid of even a single remnant of life. Furious by his failure, he ripped the felt doll apart and threw it aside. What a waste. From then on, he was free of the shackles of his drunken caretaker, but without the trophy he had planned to take from his monstrous act of sabotage. Unflinching in his resolve, and with no guilt in his empty heart, he contemplated what to do next. I was kidding when I said there was to be a quiz, by the way. Not that it matters. Thank God! I don't want to do no quiz. Or that you deserve it. What are you trying to say? Punk? Is it because I forgot that plush that I don't get the pop quiz now?